Hey, how's it going, Swifty? Thought I'd make this here video for you, so you could check these dance moves. No. So I could clarify a few things, cause you're new at the game, and you know, you get things wrong. That's cool though. To help you out. So, World PvP. You were doing World PvP in your second video, and in World PvP, what happens is it takes your character in PvE, doesn't give them anything, but it levels them up to 80. So you still have the same gear, you have the same skills, and that's kind of how it works. So it is unbalanced because level 80s in PvE who go to World versus World have level 80 gear, and they'll stomp you if you're level 1 or 2 or whatever. And ArenaNet made it unbalanced on purpose because you just can't balance server versus server unless the servers are similar. So like, you know, how are you gonna balance 100-man Zerg versus 105-man Zerg, you know, or whatever? It doesn't happen. But in World versus World, as you notice, you can get experience and you can get karma, so you can go to the vendors, karma vendors, and buy gear, and you get money. And when you die, you have to pay repair bills, and you lose money, and you die a lot. But there are a lot of events in World versus World, and if your server is really good and captures a whole bunch of stuff, it's a really good way to level, and it's a really good way to get karma and make money and gear up compared to PvE. PvE is kind of like the standard, and if your server is like the dominant server in your World versus World group, just go for World versus World because it's faster. But I'm in the smallest server in the game, Ferguson's Crossing, and we're up against a high population server, Dragonbrand, and Blackgate, which has a few World versus World guilds that are well known, and they just dominate. I've never seen any time where my server was number 1. I've seen Dragonbrand be number 1 right at the start of a new World versus World number. Not number. It starts over like every week, so the numbers reset. And that was the only time I ever saw anybody but Blackgate dominate. And I've seen them capture literally all the points. All of them. So it's kind of sad. So for me, I have to like PvE if I want to do all the leveling up and see the game content, because I can't do anything in World vs. Worlds. We're just too small. So that's World vs. World, and to go to structured PvP, you have to go to your hero tab, go to your PvP tab, and I'm in it right now, so it says leave the mist, and when you're not in it, it'll say go to the Mist Isles or whatever it's called. Let me see what it's called. The Hall of Memories. I don't remember what it's called. It's like the Isle of the Mist or something. But anyway, just click that button and it takes you here. And the very first time you go to this place, it'll put you in a tutorial area, and it tells you a couple basic things about the game. But if you've played any since your second video, I think you probably would have figured them out by now. Let's see what else. So, in structured PvP, it levels you up to 80, it gives you level 80 gear, and you have free access to changing out your traits, and changing out your skills, and changing out your gear. And it's very, very balanced. And the only thing that separates the players is skill and their profession and their build. So it's very, very balanced. So if someone does really bad, it's their fault. And if a team in tournament mode does bad, it's their fault. It's not because they're under-geared or anything like that, which I really like. So there's a weaponsmith, an armorsmith, and a merchant who has Amulet. And instead of your gear having stats, all the stats that you would have on your gear is added up and is put onto your amulet, your PvP amulet. And basically the amulet is what all the stats would be if you had your gear, and they're different variations,
Interesting.
and they don't have every variation under the sun, but they have a lot. Usually it's 3 main stats, and then they have a jewel inside of it, like a socket in World of Warcraft, and you put a jewel in it. I guess it's kind of the same thing. I was actually thinking Diablo 2 at first, but whatever. And so you have 3 main stats, typically. Sometimes you have critical damage, and that makes 4 stats. And then you have the jewel, which has the same stats on it. Or you can get the amulet, and then get a different kind of jewel, and kind of mix it up a little bit more. And then the celestial amulet has every single stat, and the celestial jewel has every single stat. But you know, in PvP, if you're not stacked in one way, it's usually not very good. So the celestial amulet actually has bonus itemization points. So it's a little bit better than the other ones technically, but because you're not focused on anything, people usually don't use it.
Until next time.
Then you have the armor smith and the weaponsmith, which sell armor and weapons respectively. And at them you can buy runes for your armor, and you can buy sigils for your weapons, and they have different effects. Like in my rifle, and I'm playing a warrior, by the way, and warriors can use ranged weapons very, very well. The rifle is really good. So in my weapon I have the sigil of superior air, which gives me chance on critical to cause a lightning strike on the opponent I hit. And the lightning strike's really powerful. It scales with your attack power. So if you have a lot of attack power like I do, if you have any stat like attack, armor, if you have attack or armor above 3,000, that's really high. And I have 3.1k. Most of the time you're going to be in like less than 2,000 is low, and in the 2,000s is normal, and then like over 3,000 is high, typically. So there's that. It scales with attack power of the lightning strike. I like it a lot. It works really well with crit builds, crit and attack power builds. So this does a lot of damage. I've seen it crit for like 3.2k, and most people only have around 20,000 hit points. You can get up. I believe a necromancer had like 38,000 hit points, which is a lot. So that's the weapons, and like my axe has... Oh, right. So you can switch your weapons in the middle of combat, which unlocks at level 7 in PvE. And so let's say you blow all your cooldowns on your weapon skills, you can switch weapons and then you have all free cooldowns again. And you can chain attacks together, and it's really effective, and you have to learn how to do it. So there's that. So like in my axe I have a sigil of intelligence, so when I switch to my axe, my next attack with it is an automatic critical hit.
Up for a challenge?
And with all the professions have one unique trait about them compared to everyone else. Warriors have burst attacks. So, and it's different for every weapon. So the rifle has kill shot, which is a really powerful single target damage attack at a range of 1500, which is the max range of any attack. And it also counts as a combo finisher. And it does a hell of a lot of damage, but you have to stand still and charge it for a second, which I don't really like to do. And the axe has eviscerate, which also does a lot of damage, and it does like a short range leap attack. It's about as far as your jump, which is to say not too far. But it is a leap attack. It does a ton of damage, and if you land it, well, when I switch to my axe, I eviscerate like right away, and it's guaranteed crit, high damage attack.
Spirits of the wild, welcome.
So I like to do that. And then on my shield, I have the Sigil of Battle, which will give me 3 stacks of might when I switch to it. And if you're dual wielding, I guess it's not technically dual wielding with the axe and shield, but when you have 2 weapons in a slot and you switch to them, you can do something like that and get both bonuses when you switch to them, and it counts. It's good. So that's kind of an advantage when you have 2 items instead of a 2-handed item. But the 2-handed items usually do more damage. And then the armor, you have the runes, and the runes come in sets, and you don't have to do the full set, but the last one in the set usually has a really good bonus. So my runes is the runes of air, and it gives longer swiftness duration, crit damage. When I use my healing skill, I get swiftness, and I have a 20% chance every time I attack to do a lightning strike, which is the same lightning strike on my weapon, which does like 2,000 damage and does anywhere up to like 3,000 plus damage when it crits. It has a cooldown of 10 seconds, but it's pretty reliable because on the rifle you have a volley attack, which does multiple shots, and it does 5 shots. You have a 20% chance to do it on every attack. And it's a 10-second cooldown, so it's basically up every single fight at the beginning. So if you start off with a volley, you have like basically 1 guaranteed lightning strike attack, which is pretty nice. So there's that. Let's see, and then you have the underwater gear. So underwater combat is really cool. I don't think you haven't done it yet in your videos. I don't know if you've actually done it. The water filter, so like the breather mask, replaces your helmet when you go underwater. So if you want the full set bonus, you have to keep the same rune in the breather as you do on your helmet. And then you have warriors have spears and the harpoon guns. The spear has a lot of burst damage. The harpoon gun, I don't think it's that good, but some people like it, I guess. It does more damage the further away you are, and it does pretty good damage, but I don't really like it because the spear just has so much burst, and you can drag people. You can pull people towards you, so you can, like, if you're underneath them, you can drag them down, which is fun. So anyway, structured PvP. You've already done world PvP, so I don't really need to explain a whole lot. In structured PvP, there's tournament mode, and then there's just randoms. And in tournament mode, you can queue in with the team, and there's free tournaments, which will queue you in.
I pray to the spirits of the wild.
Let's see.
But they rarely answer.
You can join in as a partial team, and it'll be matched up against other partial teams until a full team of 5 is found, and then you'll be matched up against 5-on-5. And then it's a tournament, so it's not just like an arena where you just do one match. It's a tournament against teams, and the top 4 teams all get rewards, and the number 1 team, of course, gets the best reward. And then there's also paid tournaments, which costs tickets, and you can buy tickets at the gym store, or you can, if you do enough random, if you do enough of the, oh God, I keep repeating myself, sorry. If you do enough of the random PvP, you'll level up in your glory rank, which is your PvP rank, and you'll get reward chests, and in like every reward chest I've gotten so far has given me a tournament ticket. I haven't used any of them. I think the tournaments are up to 5-on-5, but it might be up to 8-on-8. I don't know. I haven't done any of them. I've just been doing randoms. And I'm rank 8 right now, and the ranks in structured PvP go all the way up to like 60, I think. It might be 70. Could even be 80, I don't know. I haven't, like, the first like 40 are over on this side, and then on the other side of this little island there's the other glory vendors. And the first one only has like extra chests, which will have, I guess, more tickets, more of the same thing. Oh, and the chests also give you different finishing moves. So like when you get an opponent down and you try to finish them off, there's different animations. And this one has rabbits I've seen one that has a cow, and like a cow just falls from the sky and crushes the opponent. It's really cool. I think that's about it. As far as telling you some stuff. Okay, this is the part. This is the part where I have to beg. I guess not beg, but I'll ask. Swifty, what server are you playing on? Because server transfers are free right now. They're changing that soon. And my server is really small and crappy, and I kind of don't like it. But I didn't know. I don't have any friends who play Guild Wars, so I just joined the small server. I figured I'd just kind of level up there for a while. I don't know. Maybe start a guild and try to be big on small server, but it's really hard, and I want people to play with, and I think, well, it would make my day if, like, you would come play structured PvP with me, and I could show you some builds, and we could own some noobs, and win some matches, get some glory, and maybe start tournament team. I don't know. I want someone to play with. You're a cool guy. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. Like, I don't know how much you played since the second video. Oh, right. Character. My character is Vidya Games. You can see the spelling, VIDYAGAEMS. And I'm playing on Ferguson's Crossing. And your character's name was Swifty. Was it Swifty Dark one word or Swifty Dark with the space? I don't remember. Oh, and I left you a YouTube personal message, but you probably get like thousands of those a day. So I made this video because it's probably will get your attention. Yeah, so get back to me, add me, play with me. I don't know. I'll show you some things. We can have some fun. Or just respond to me and tell me no. I don't know. It's cool. I'll keep watching your videos later.